honestly, I don't even know how to start this off. Another short video this week, cause I forgot to record yesterday, and I honestly don't. I don't have energy or time or anything that I like. That like I don't want to like film or like make a long video or like edit a long video. Now, don't get me wrong. Out of all 6 of these videos, at least I think 2 or 3 of them I've actually had to record on a Friday and get them out on a Friday. But the last 2, well, this one and the last one, I should say, is like the only ones I've really had to make short because of time purposes. And for time purposes, I'm going to be making another short one. Hopefully next week I'll be back on track. I have a Hero Academy video I need to get done, and I have 2 gaming videos I need to get done. One of them is 40 minutes long. The other one of the videos are also 20 minutes long. The other one is only 9 minutes, but I'm too lazy. So yeah, since it's a short week, I'll probably just say get you some popcorn and maybe a Snapple apple, and yeah, that's about it. I guess get into it. I mean, or shorty party, shorty. That's crazy. True Omegle chat story.
This story happened to me a couple years ago. It happened on a Saturday night. I was typing out a school report for my English class and was pretty worn out from the tedious amount of thinking that transpired throughout the paper.
First of all, I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen anyone type any type of essay or anything long, like a paragraph, with only your index and middle finger. I've never seen anyone type that much with only 2 fingers. Maybe if they're right next to each other, the 2 letters that you need, fine. But any other than that, you're gonna use neither your other hand or sorry, I'm kinda tired. You're gonna use something else. You're gonna either use your 2 hands or your other fingers. You're not gonna type up anything with just those 2 fingers.
I decided to take a break and procrastinate a little bit. Maybe watch a couple of YouTube videos. I needed to take some stress off my mind, but didn't really have anyone to vent or talk to. This gave me the idea to visit a chat room called Omegle. For those of you who don't...
Omegle, not Omegle. Patience is already thin, and this video is not helping at all, because I hate it when people... whatever.
Know what Omegle is. It's a chat room where you can literally video chat with random strangers online through your computer webcam. Needless to say, Omegle definitely helped with my social skills growing up.
Bro, it's Omegle, bro. Okay. Look, alright, you see that E right there? Do you see the other E at the end? I've been taught in school that the E at the end makes either the second letter or the third letter make that sound, that E sound or the A sound. Sound like, the letter. I don't even know if I just explained that right. So, when it comes to pronouncing things, I say it how I was taught to say it. And I was taught that anything at the end, like any E at the end, makes the second or third letter make, like, you say their name. Like, you say the name of the letter. It's Omegle, not Omegle or Omagle. Yes, I've heard and seen in person people say Omegle. Don't know where they got an A from, but whatever. It's Omegle. I'm just using what I've been taught in school, even though, pretty slow. I ain't gonna hold you, but let's get back to it.
A child, so I was always active on it. I remember this one particular night.
See? I don't feel like editing, so I'm gonna just zoom in right now. You see it? Alright.
I was having trouble meeting new people. This left me a little frustrated to say the least, but that's the kind of thing to expect when you're on these kind of chat sites. That's when I stumbled upon this one guy. He looked to be around the same age group as myself and seemed like a pretty harmless individual. I decided to say hi. He didn't say anything back, he just typed the word hi in the chat box.
Instant red flag. That's an instant you need to get up out of there. He didn't say hey back. He did not talk to you. He is using the chat. That is an instant red flag that this person is creepy. This person is probably not well. Unless they just actually can't talk. Maybe they're mute for life. They just can't talk. Or maybe they don't have the mic. Those are the only two excuses they can use to not want to talk. Because even if they don't want you to hear their voice, they could at least say that. Like, man, I just don't want you to hear me. You know. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just not having the right energy today. I'm not as hyper as I would be in all of my other ones. It's just been a really rough Friday for me. I think I just blew my chances. Hopefully that's not the case. But, you know.
I found it kind of weird that he would go through the effort of typing out hi as opposed to just saying hi verbally.
That's what I'm saying. You should have just... You know what I mean? Just, you know.
He then waved at me and began typing something else. He introduced himself in the chat box saying, "My name is Daniel. What's your name?" I verbally said, "My name is James. How are you?" He then stares at the camera and doesn't say a word to me, completely dismissing the fact that I just asked him a question. At this point, I was convinced that this had to be some sort of pre-recorded video and that someone was just trolling me. That's when he began typing in the chat box again saying, "I'm deaf. Please type in the chat box unless you know sign language." I honestly felt stupid and immediately...
Oh, he's deaf. Well, I guess I didn't think of that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even being rude, but like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could talk to a deaf person, like, especially if they could text. Oh yeah, we could talk about whatever. But like, it'll be kind of awkward just a little bit, cause just a little bit. But you know, I probably, you know.
Really typed, "No worries, my name is James," and gave a quick thumbs up as an act of kind gesture. He immediately typed back saying, "Nice to meet you, James," and gave me a thumbs up as well. He then typed something else that left me dumbfounded. He said, "I will use my whiteboard to chat with you going forward, because my hands will be occupied." I was confused by what he meant by that, so I typed, "What do you mean by your hands being occupied?" He then starts writing on a whiteboard and raises...
What? How your hands gonna be occupied, but... This doesn't even make sense. If you're typing, your hands is occupied. If you're using a whiteboard, your hand is occupied. You can't say your hands are gonna be occupied, but still use something else that requires your hands. I'm thinking, oh, he probably gonna have somebody else writing for him. Nah, he's doing it himself. You're writing yourself. Just how you would be typing yourself. What's the difference? I'd rather type it out than write it out. But, you know, me personally, you know, that's just, you know.
It up on the screen, which read, "Want to play a game?"
No, I don't.
I typed, "Sure, what game you want to play?" What he did next is something I will never forget to this day.
When he popped out his meat, is that a... Oh my god, this man has a gun. He has a gun, dog. What? I'm thinking, man.
He held a revolver up with one hand and the whiteboard up with the other hand, saying, "Let's play Russian roulette." I was honestly quite creeped out by this guy and was contemplating on clicking the stop option to skip this weirdo. That's when he wrote another message on the whiteboard saying, "1 of 6.
No. First of all, I am black. Let's just get that out of the way right now. And I know people probably want me to shut up about this, because For every single episode, I always mention, you know, me being black or someone else being black. But I'm just being honest. If you are not a depressed emo black person, then you have no reason to play Russian roulette. I am not a black depressed emo person, so I have no reason to play Russian roulette. I do not want to play Russian roulette. I love my life, sir. Even though I'm kind of down in the dumps right now, you know, I still love it. I'm not finna, like, first of all, how would this even work over a video call? Or am I just tripping? Am I missing something? How would this work over a video call? Was you gonna shoot the camera? I don't know.
I was confused by what 1 of 6 meant. He then
1 of 6 rounds, you dummy. And second of all, I would have just skipped. I'd be like, you know what, I told you it was a red flag.
the revolver, slipped 1 bullet inside the cylinder, and began spinning it with his other hand. I now knew what he meant by 1 of 6.
You should have.
It seemed like the guy was about to demonstrate an act of Russian roulette with 1 bullet in the cylinder of 6. He then puts the revolver against his head. I began typing. "What are you doing? Please stop this." The guy then smiles disturbingly on the camera and pulls the trigger. Nothing happened. He starts laughing hysterically like a psycho. I was honestly disturbed, but also skeptical that the gun was real, so I typed, "Is that even real?" He then points the revolver at the wall and begins to repeatedly press the trigger until the shot was fired. I was completely blown away by what I was seeing and typed, "Dude, you could have died!" That's when the guy raised the whiteboard to the screen again, showing the message, 5 of 6. I frantically started typing, "Don't do it," repeatedly in the chat box, desperately trying to get his attention. He then began loading the revolver with 5 bullets while I gestured no by waving my hands back and forth like a lunatic. I knew the odds of him surviving this time were slim to none. He then raises the revolver against his head once again and begins to disturbingly smile, with tears running down his face. He began mumbling the words, "It was nice meeting you, James." I immediately...
He could have spoke this whole time. So at least I wasn't completely off the board earlier. Still wrong. He was deaf. He wasn't mute. But at least I wasn't completely off the board. That's a red flag. Even if you are deaf. If you know how to speak, then speak.
He slammed my laptop shut as I hear a gunshot a split second before the laptop was fully closed. I was left baffled on my computer desk. I hadn't a clue what to do. I stupidly opened my laptop up with my...
Oh my God, why would you pull it back up? Why would you pull it back up? Well, I guess at some point he would have had to open it anyway, but why? Man, I would have waited all night. I would have been like, man, I would have waited. I would have been like, I'm not looking at that, sir. I would have waited till somebody went up in there, seen his dead, rotting corpse, rotting, and, you know, I would have just, I don't know, maybe he had some roommates or something. Or maybe he was living at home. Somebody gonna find him eventually because they're gonna realize he's missing if he had people who cared about him.
Eyes closed. I pressed my hand against the screen where the video chat was located. I opened my eyes, and through the cracks of my fingers, I can see blood displayed everywhere on his screen. I immediately clicked the exit button on the Google Chrome tab and call it a night. To this day, I'm still skeptical about what I saw that night. I haven't reported anything to the police, nor have I reported anything to Omegle. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision, but I hope I never encounter anyone like that again.
What? Oh my God. Nick, why would... See, I ought to box you for that, because you had no reason to do that, sir. But I'm going to keep the outro short, because I got other stuff I got to get done. I got other stuff I have to do. You know, maybe I wouldn't be having to deal with this if I would have just not being lazy and edited them other videos. But you know, so I can fully just blame myself on this one. But anyway, happy Friday. Hopefully I get this out on time. If I don't, I'm just gonna completely scrap the video altogether. If anyone who watches this and got that far into the video and you said bless you, thank you. Even though I'm pretty sure nobody said that. Yeah, I guess I'll see y'all next week if I don't upload between now and, but you know, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Or, no, what? Huh? What? I'll see y'all next week. This, my mind. Let me just end the video, okay? Bye.